Normally you'd avoid shooting directly into the sun, but in doing so you can achieve some really nice flare and dreamy vintage type effects. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here, embracing the artifacts that you normally try to avoid for a nicer looking shot. So here I found a nice looking tree, and I like the composition of the way it looks from this angle with the big branch going off to the side here. And what I would normally do is position the sun so it's behind the branch and not shining directly into my phone's camera. I'm actually hiding the sun from the camera, and it's providing a really nice looking silhouette. Not a bad picture, but actually I think we should embrace the sun here for a special effect. So if I just adjust the phone's position, you can see it peeking out here just by this branch, and that by itself, it looks okay. It draws your attention to that part of the frame. It's giving it a little bit more action. But if you allow the sun to really shine into the lens, you will get a flare effect, and you may see that with some coloured blobs to either side of the sun, normally in a diagonal line. Now this is really your optics at work, and some people really try to avoid this, but I think it gives a really nice vintage looking style to the shot. So I'm just going to really position the phone very carefully. Just tiny positions can make a big difference, and I want to get this blue bit of flare in the top right corner of the shot. If I just position that like that, perfect. And that is with the sun in the middle of the frame, and doing so gives you a kind of lower contrast result, but it looks dreamier, it looks more vintage, and that is a very popular style. Now here the sun is also behind some leaves and some smaller twigs, so we're getting a really nice dappled light, and that's absorbing some of the sun's light and energy, but occasionally it will pop out and shine directly into your lens. Oh, that's particularly nice. Look at that sunburst effect there with the rainbows. That's really nice. It's hard to predict exactly how this is going to look, so take lots of pictures so you can compare them later for your favourite. In this shot, I've deliberately positioned the sun directly behind one of these branches, and I really like the way that you've got this deep black silhouette. You can really see the shape of the tree. It's a nice shot, it's an okay composition, but I think I could do better by embracing the sun flare. In this shot, I've shuffled slightly to the side to allow the sun to peek out from behind the branch, and I've adjusted the position of the phone and the camera for maximum flare. You can really see these coloured blobs in the corner coming out in a diagonal line. We've got all of these artifacts, and normally that would actually be the kind of result that I was looking for. However, it is worth experimenting with your camera's position because you may end up with something better. While I was adjusting the camera and the phone's position, I suddenly stumbled across this flare effect. I had no idea it was going to happen, but I love the way that I've got these rainbows coming out on either side of the sun, and the symmetry to them as well. It's almost like a flower, and that to me is a much more symmetrical and even looking composition. We've got a nice country scene, we've got the lovely shape of the tree, and then this really bold looking sun directly in the middle. This is my favourite.